Leveling up. It's the moment that every D&D player dreams of. But how should you get there? Milestones or XP? Today we're diving into the two most popular leveling systems in Dungeons & Dragons to figure out which one might be best for your table. Whether you're a DM trying to get your game back on track, or a player wondering why you're still at level 3 while the bard's belting out level 5 spells. This is for you. Let's talk about milestone leveling, XP leveling, and everything in between. In D&D and many other tabletop RPGs, player characters start small, barely strong enough to fend off a goblin. But as the adventure unfolds, they grow stronger, gather allies, and eventually face off against the dragon that burned down their village or the lich threatening the world. How they get there, that journey of leveling up, is just as important as the destination. And that's where milestone leveling and XP leveling come into play. Let's start with milestone leveling. This system is simple. The DM decides when the party levels up, usually after big victories or major story beats. The great thing about milestone leveling is that it keeps everyone on the same page. No one is lagging behind while one character mysteriously ends up with 2 levels higher. Without tracking XP, players tend to focus more on the story instead of numbers. And of course, it is easier for the DM to plan. They can tie level ups to narrative satisfying moments, like when the party defeats a major villain or survives a deadly dungeon. Unfortunately, there are also a few cons. Players often ask, "So, do we level up now?" And when the answer is no, it can be frustrating. It might feel like leveling is more about the DM's choice rather than the player's efforts. A good example of milestone leveling would be to imagine the party defeating a horde of bandits protecting a treasure. With milestone leveling, the DM might say, this was a major milestone. Congrats, you're level 4 now. It's simple, clean, and tied to the story. Now let's talk about XP leveling. In this system, players gain experience points for their actions, whether it's slaying monsters, solving puzzles, or role-playing brilliantly. Once they hit a specific threshold, they level up. The great thing about this system is that every session feels rewarding. Players get to see their XP bar inch closer to that sweet level up. It encourages creativity. DMs can award XP for things outside of combat, like clever problem solving or great roleplay. And finally, players feel more in control of their progression. The more they do, the more they get rewarded. But XP leveling can also have its drawbacks. Tracking XP can be a hassle, even with apps like D&D Beyond. It requires players to stay on top of their character sheets, which, let's be honest, doesn't always happen. And if it's not handled carefully, it can turn the game into a grind fest, with players treating every NPC encounter as an XP opportunity. Hello, murder hobos! For an example of XP leveling, let's take the same bandit scenario from before. With XP leveling, the DM might say each bandit was worth 50 XP, plus 100 XP for completing the encounter. Players add it up and see that they just need 200 more XP to get to level 4. At the end of the day, both systems have their strengths and weaknesses, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Whether you're a milestone maestro or an XP enthusiast, the key is finding what works best for your table. But enough from me. I want to hear what you think. Do you use milestones, XP, or maybe a mixture of both? Drop your favorite leveling stories in the comments below. And remember, no matter how you level up, The journey is half the fun. Happy adventuring!